Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Saturday, the 8th of March, 2025. We're starting here with the synoptic, looking at lunchtime yesterday. And we had a sort of quite a slow, steady day yesterday, but a few spots of rain out of the upper cloud yesterday, which wasn't great, but we did fly. Run that through midnight last night and into today, and it's changed somewhat. The fronts have moved a little bit further away. This low pressure down just to the west of the Bay of Biscay is still dominating the weather across the UK, but it's actually dragging warm air up. And that warm air is coming from sort of North Africa, across the Med, up through France and across the UK. We take this on through midnight tonight and into tomorrow. There's not a great deal of change other than the wind's gone around more easterly by tomorrow, and this cold front is starting to approach. But that's lunchtime tomorrow. It probably won't be with us until tomorrow evening if it does get this far at all. Satpic then, showing lots of clear sky across most of south and eastern England. So that should be good for us today and get a lot of sun on the ground. Rain radar shows very little rain in the sort of local area. The most of it is off to the southwest. The rain forecast again shows pretty much clearing the southwest by about lunchtime, and nothing else to affect us throughout the day. Odium TAF is of course out of date. The METAR is actually 110 degrees, 10 knots, greater than 10k visibility. No clouds, temperature 9, dew point 4, pressure 1008 millibars. Farnborough, they do, excuse me, they do have a TAF which is forecasting variable 3 knots cavalcade. It's the kind of TAF we like. Spot winds to the north of us, 130, 15 knots at 1,000 feet. To the south of us, 140, 20 knots at 1,000 feet. And windy, showing more of a sort of easterly flow with a little bit of south in it as the day goes by. The local Met Office forecast, again, showing east-southeasterly to start with, then going southeasterly throughout the day. Temperatures up to about 14 centigrades, so quite pleasant out on the airfield. And then it's going to be cumulus with a bit of sun on the ground from all of the day. GFS, they're forecasting something similar, about 13 to 15 centigrade, with the dew point down at about 8. That's quite a reasonable split there, so we should get some sort of thermal activity. And currently here at Lasham, we've got about 10 centigrade with the dew point down just above 4. The camera on the south side shows that sort of southeasterly flow at the moment with nice clear skies. And I'm sure it's going to remain like that until the cumulus start popping a little bit later on, if they do indeed pop at all. SkySight reckons there'll be a bit of thermal activity from about 11:30 onwards through until maybe about 3 o'clock, and maybe 1 to 2 knot thermals at the very, very most, up to about 1,500 feet. Top Meteo is perhaps a little bit more optimistic. In the middle of the day, they reckon up to about maybe 2,000 feet, 2,500 feet in the best part of the day, which is from about 12 o'clock through till about half 2, 3 o'clock. So let's move on to NOTAMs then. To the south of us, or southeast of us, we've got Oakhanger. There's a rat there which is active, and that's for the exclusion of unmanned aerial systems. 16 out to the east of there is at Rushmore. It's not valid until about 10 past 5 tonight. It's for the firing flares. 19, just the other side of Odium is Ash Ranges. Delta 132 is active. And 20 up to the northwest is Welford. That's another rat, which is for the exclusion of unmanned aerial systems. Let's move on then to the local airfield briefing, and we will start with the Odium cross section. The thing to note here is all the cloud that we're going to have is going to be well above 5,000 feet. But along the bottom here, we've got the thermal strengths, and they're reckoned from about 10 o'clock through till about 5 o'clock. About 7 hours worth of thermal activity, and then the best part of the day, around about one to 2 o'clock, up to about 4 knots. Yeah, it will look like we might get a fair bit of soaring today if this is the correct forecast. Surface wind, again, 120 degrees, 10 knots, to about 110 degrees, 10 knots in the middle part of the day, and no weather hazards to worry about. So glider bookings today then. There's a K21 booked for instructional flying. There's one on aerobatics. The youth group, I've got a K21, K13 this afternoon. There's a K21 on the casual list for club members. There's a K13 on trial lessons. There's K13 available for club members, and I think there's another K21 available. There's also plenty of single seats availability. There's 5 people on the casual list, and we do have at least one volunteer instructor at the moment. And the simulator is available as per usual. The hangar doors are open right now, and Jordan is down there, probably watching this briefing, but he's ready to go. So as soon as this briefing's done, get yourselves down there and get the kits onto the airfield. One church notice, there's a lecture tonight in the Brown Elephant. It's about the Chinook operations out of Ariavodium, staying safe at home and abroad. And of course, there's a focus on Ariavodium's arrival and departure procedures and how they manage to safely operate in the vicinity of Lasham Airfield. It's going to be presented by Squadron Leader Maurice Oxford and Flight Lieutenant Tom Diamond, and they're from the air safety team over at Odium. Movements, there's nothing to report today. The general situation then is there's low pressure southwest of the UK with a warm southeasterly flow across the country. We'll be on runway 09 hard, cables on the boom to the south, air tow to the north. The grass is soft to firm, it's good for landing on, but please still avoid using the wheel brakes unless it's absolutely necessary. And please do not land or taxi on the disused runways, which are shown here in red. So the airfield setup today will be launch point vehicle in the normal place, winching off the runway to the south side, air towing off the runway to the north side, landing on the grass, and that's pretty much it from me today. Have a great day's flying. I shall see you out there shortly. Have lots of fun, and please keep it safe.